Hello, welcome back to my channel. Yesterday I was really struggling with the ribber, but I felt like I was getting really close. I felt so close yesterday. I was really frustrated that it wasn't working because I felt like I was very close to making it work. So I really wanted to try again. And what I did today, I think it's working. I think it worked. I can't tell yet, but I'm pretty sure it did. I did exactly what I had been doing, but instead of doing 1 by 1, I decided to do 3 by 1. And then I also started off the rib without the little yarn feeder on, and I was like kind of placing the yarn into each needle as it went by to make sure everything was catching. And then I think by like the second row, I put the yarn feeder back on and I just like watched it very carefully, and I'm pretty sure every single stitch caught. I don't think I dropped a single one. I'm going to change out my ribber needles for the regular needles now, and then I'll take the cam off for the moment of truth to see if I made a successful rib. It's a bummer because I have made a successful rib already, but like it's been like 1 out of every 10 tries I get a successful rib. So maybe the 3 by 1 is the way to go. I hope it looks good because the 1 by 1 with the machine, it doesn't look fantastic. So I guess since it's a 1 by 1 and it's done on a machine, you don't really see the purl stitches. They kind of just, oh my gosh, they kind of just like accordion back together, and you're really just seeing the knit stitches. Okay, I'm going to swap out the needles and then look inside. Success, I think. It's looking a little funky because I think the stitches were moving a little bit. I don't think these are drops. Yeah, these are the purl stitches. Well, we'll just have to wait and see what it looks like when I take it off, but I don't think I dropped any stitches. The crazy sock is completed. It is not the most well-made sock, so it's not going to be a gift, and it's probably not going to be worn. Unfortunately, it'll probably end up being unraveled at some point. Maybe not this rib cuff. Maybe I'll try to... Well, now I feel confident that I can probably do this again, but check it out. Check out that beautiful rib cuff. No dropped stitches. I'm so happy just because I was able to do this rib cuff. It's doubled. It's doubled. Yeah, I don't even care that like the rest of the sock is a total mess. I'm very happy that I was able to do this rib. I also like the way the 3 by 1 looks much more than the 1 by 1. I like that it really looks like a rib. Oh my god, this sock looks kind of cute on the camera. I was kind of like, I thought it looked kind of crazy when I first took it off, but that was the point of the sock. I kind of started to weave in the ends. I started to do the Kitchener. Actually, I did it, and then like some stitches on the toe had already started to unravel, unfortunately, and so I ended up with a huge hole right here, also from the color work. So what ended up happening on this sock journey is I did this cuff, very successful. I did one row of pink, also very successful. I tried the wider checkerboard. I did 5x5 squares, which I think looks super cute. It did leave like huge floats, of course, because they're 5x5. They have long floats. So that would be a problem. You'd have to be very careful putting these socks on because your toes would probably get stuck on all of these floats, but they could still be worn. Oh my god, they're so cute. I need to make them again, but better. This heel caused me a lot of issues. So when I started this one the first time, I tried to do the houndstooth here, and I got super confused because to knit the heel and the toe, you're knitting flat, and you're like only seeing the inside when you knit. So I was knitting flat on a very small scale, and I wasn't able to see what I had already done. So I got super confused, and I was like looking at the needles and looking at my little chart, and I think I cranked too fast or something, and a couple stitches popped off, and they just like fell all the way down to where I had started the heel. So I took a break. So when we do the heel, we work over half the stitches. So what I did was I picked up the other half of the stitches and I put them back on the cam where the checkerboard pattern was, and I just unraveled that heel so I could start again. And I decided to do stripes, which is easy color work for the heels and the toes now. It looks cute. It looks wacky. It's too bad that they don't match up, like when because you knit them, you knit it like each side at a time. It's too bad they don't match up, but it's still cute. The other side did end up with a big hole. I don't know if you can see that because the sock is behind it, but there's a big hole right there. And that could be fixed. I could just weave in the ends to patch up that hole, but this is probably going to be unraveled at some point. Not anytime soon. I'm going to look at it for a little bit longer, a couple days. I'm going to admire this sock. So then I continued the checkerboard pattern, and then I got to the toe, and I did attempt the houndstooth pattern on the toe. I decreased all the way to here, and then once I had to start increasing, I was like, this is so confusing. I don't know how I'm going to increase this pattern, but looking at it now, like it worked. It does look like a little houndstooth pattern. Even though I was doubting myself in the moment that I was in fact making a houndstooth, I thought I was just making like a mess. Like I didn't know if the pattern was going to work at all. I'm pretty happy that it did work, but once I got to the increases, I just did stripes because I was like so confused. And then I cast off with a bunch of yellow yarn, and I just don't think I knit enough because once like the weight came out and everything, it started to unravel at the toe, and that's where I ran into my Kitchener stitching issue. So that's the story of this sock. Let me know what you think. I'm so happy with this rib cuff. This is a quirky sock. This would look super cute in like baby size. I think I will, well, I'm not sure what I'm going to do tomorrow yet. I want to try to make another crazy sock, but I do have to get back to my gift knitting. And since this didn't work out, we're behind schedule a little bit. Let me know what you think of this sock, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!